It's the Bourbon Classic 2013. I'm here with my friend Chuck Cowdery, and we're drinking some bourbon and trying some bourbon beer.
I'm not even sure what it is, but I took it away from the cameraman because I think he's too young. Anyway, we're here at the Bourbon Classic. This is the second day. It's really been a terrific event. This is the first time for it, so everything's new, everything's being tried for the first time, but it seems to be going real well, and you'll be sorry that you weren't here, but you can come next year. So.
Absolutely. You've seen bourbon grow a lot. I mean, you got into the bourbon industry, about how long ago?
30 years. Yeah, I sometimes, when I see people like Al Young, who's here today, and from Four Roses, and some of the other older people that have been in the industry, some of them even much longer than I have, and I always ask them, I said, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, did you ever imagine we would see this kind of a movement that we have today? Every single one of them says, no, I never would have imagined it. I never could have dreamed that it would get like this. So, yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
Was there a moment in time, a particular event, something that happened that said, wow, bourbon's getting big? When was that?
It's been a building process. I mean, I think that in a lot of ways the Japanese kicked it off because they began to get interested in American whiskey in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when it was just absolutely dead here. And so at least then the companies had some way to start moving some product. And when you're moving product, then you have to make more product, and then you look for ways to enlarge the market even more, so you start doing new things. People pretty much had given up until then, and that was really what started it. And Blanton's came out with their single barrel, and Booker, came out with the small batch for Beam. That was pretty much what got it started. And then it was a slow build from there, and then about 10 years ago, it just started to kick into another gear, and then really about 2 years ago, it kicked into yet another gear. So it's hard to tell where it's going to be going. Obviously, people are counting very much on international growth, especially in Asia, especially in India and China. If that goes as people hope it will, nobody will be able to make enough. If it doesn't go the way that people hope it will, everybody will have made too much. So it's just going to be a matter of seeing. But we reap the benefit of that. And the closer you get to Kentucky, the more you're able to enjoy that, because there are a lot of brands that are still primarily sold here, and this is where you have the people who have the industry knowledge and so forth.
Well, Chuck, it's great to see you here at the Bourbon Classic. Cheers. You can check bourbonblog.com out, and you can also check out Chuck's website, which is
the Chuck Cowdery blog.
Absolutely, and people can subscribe to your newsletter?
Yes, the Bourbon Country Reader. And you can do all of that through the Chuck Cowdery blog, and buy my books, and just send me money randomly for no reason. That's all cool.
It's all right. I like that. Cheers. Good to see you. Thanks a lot, Chuck. Great seeing you, man.